The commentators. We've had a few new commentators this week. Obviously, we had Brendan Fitzgerald with Paul Felder. Last week, we had Dan Helly was with Daniel Cormier, and then we had obviously Rogan and John Anik as well. Thoughts on all of them?
Yeah, it's tough to come in and talk for like 6 or 7 hours straight, especially when you haven't done it that much.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can tell kind of straight away who's going to be good and who's not going to be good. Like when Dominic Cruz came in, you could kind of tell straight away he was going to be good. When Brian Stan came in, you could tell straight away he was going to be good. When Cormier came in, you could tell straight away he wasn't going to be good. I think although it is hard and it does take a bit of thing, I think you kind of have to be good at it. Like it's going to be hard to learn on the job, especially some of these guys don't seem to have basic MMA knowledge. So like calling calf slicers arm bars and stuff like that, it's just awful.
Yeah, I thought, here's my take on him. I thought that Dan Helly guy was not great. I thought he was okay, but there was a clear deficiency of MMA knowledge. Just really, really bad. That calf slicer thing, it was hard to see. At the time I was watching, I was like, what the fuck happened there? Maybe bad camera angle or something. I would forgive him for that, but there was other things as well. I think DC is terrible in the 3-man boot because he just tries to make too much of a laugh of it and talks too much, and there's other people just sitting there doing nothing. But I think him with just one other guy on the fight night cards is good, because I think he can just keep talking, and in the other play-by-play guy doesn't really have to say much. So I like him in that. I thought he was very good. I'd like to hear him again just do it by himself on a fight night situation. I think Paul Felder is fantastic. I think he's really, really good, and I think he'll keep improving. I think he could be the pay-per-view guy in a while, but the problem with all of these guys is that they're still fighting, and that's a big issue. Obviously Kenny Florian was an absolute what's the word I'm looking for here? A failure. He was just awful and really, really bad at it, and I'm glad they got rid of him. But he would have been, a guy like him who's just retired would have been perfect. But yeah, they're not going to bring him back. I thought Brendan Fitzgerald was good as well. I think his MMA knowledge is far superior than Dan Helly as well. Although I don't think it's obviously it can't be up to par yet. But I thought he was good. I thought his play-by-play was good as well. So yeah, I'd like to hear him again. I definitely think if they're only keeping one of them, I think that Brendan Fitzgerald is a guy to keep. I thought he was good, and Anik and Rogan, yeah, were pretty good as well. I did miss the 3-man boot, to be honest, in the pay-per-view ones, but I think it should be Dominic Cruz and not DC. I think Dominic Cruz is the best commentator to have, to be honest. And I know he's out injured at the moment. Maybe that's the reason why he's not coming in. But
I think the best thing about Dominic Cruz is even when he's with Rogan, who's kind of like the kind of respected guy in the booth, he's kind of like he's been there a long time. He has no problem disagreeing with Rogan or correcting something that Rogan has said, and I think Rogan even appreciates that nearly. Like Rogan work really well together, the two of them. I think Dominic Cruz is absolutely brilliant. He puts in a lot of research, a lot of work. He's obviously he's one of the best fighters of all time. Probably he's one of the best fighters around. So he has the knowledge there. He doesn't have to. He acts as if he's media during press week. He goes to media days, talks to the fighters, puts the effort in. Like, I think it shows through. And I think he will be the best, and maybe his retirement isn't that far away. If he keeps getting injured, like there'll probably come a point where he just calls it a day. As you say, it's kind of they're going into training camps. They got commitments, that they've got fights coming up. So I'd like to see them settle on like a pay-per-view trio or a pay-per-view duo and stick with it as much as possible. But it's kind of hard when you, as you say, when you have like people like Cormier, Dominic Cruz and Felder who are all active fighters. It's hard to be consistent.